Imagine, if you will, a world where Russia has emerged victorious in a war. Let's suspend reality for a moment and venture into the realm of the hypothetical. Picture a globe where the scales of power have tipped, with Russia standing triumphant on the battlefield. This isn't an endorsement of war, nor is it a prediction of inevitable conflict. It's merely an exploration of a potential outcome and the ripple effects that could ensue. The current state of Europe is a complex mosaic of cultures, economies, and political systems. It's a continent rich in history, innovation, and diversity. From the picturesque villages of Italy to the bustling metropolises of Germany, from the snowy peaks of the Alps to the sun-soaked beaches of Spain. Europe is a tapestry woven from myriad threads. Now overlay this tapestry with the shadow of a hypothetical Russian victory. What changes might we see? Would the political landscape be reshaped? How would economies react and adapt? These are the questions we're going to unpack in this video. A Russian victory could potentially send shockwaves through the corridors of European power. The political landscape would likely shift, perhaps dramatically. The European Union, NATO, and other alliances might find themselves in uncharted waters, grappling with new challenges and reevaluating old alliances. And the economic implications? They're equally as significant. Europe's economies are interconnected in ways that make them both strong and vulnerable. A major shift in power could have far-reaching effects on trade, industry, and finance. The euro, the pound, the franc. These might all feel the impact of a Russian victory. Of course, this is all speculative. We're not fortune tellers, and we're not claiming to predict the future. But it's an interesting exercise, isn't it? To consider the what-ifs and to explore the potential outcomes of a scenario that we hope never comes to pass. So what would Europe look like if Russia were to win a war? Let's dive into that. Now, think about the political landscape of Europe at present. Imagine a world where Russia comes out on top in a war. The political landscape of Europe, as we know it, would be drastically altered. Power shifts would be inevitable, and the balance of alliances would be tipped. New political ideologies could potentially take root as countries scramble to adapt to this unforeseen turn of events. In this hypothetical scenario, Russia's victory could lead to a surge in its influence over Europe. The current political structures might be challenged, and the principles that underpin them, such as democracy and human rights, could come under serious scrutiny. The European Union, for instance, could see a significant shift in its power dynamics. Countries in Eastern Europe, already under considerable pressure from Russia, might find themselves in a precarious situation. Furthermore, the impact would likely ripple outwards, affecting alliances beyond the confines of Europe. NATO, the cornerstone of Western security since World War II, could be severely weakened. Its credibility would be questioned, and its members might start looking elsewhere for security assurances. On the other hand, Russia's ascendance could lead to a resurgence of old alliances. Countries that have historically been on good terms with Russia might find it beneficial to strengthen these ties. We could see a reemergence of the Warsaw Pact or something similar, leading to a further division of Europe. Additionally, the political ideologies within Europe could shift. Countries might start leaning towards autocracy, seeing it as a more stable alternative in a world dominated by an autocratic Russia. This could lead to a rise in nationalist sentiments, further fracturing the European Union. However, it's also possible that this event could bring Europe closer together. A common adversary often unites disparate entities, and Europe could rally together in the face of a stronger Russia. This could potentially lead to a more unified and stronger Europe, capable of standing up to any future threats. As for the economic implications, they could be just as drastic, if not more so. The ripple effects of a war are felt far beyond the battlefield, especially in the economy. Imagine a world where Russia emerges victorious. The economic implications would be staggering, sending shockwaves not only through Europe, but globally. The first and most immediate impact would likely be on trade. Europe is Russia's most significant trading partner, with Germany alone accounting for about 1/3 of Russia's total trade with the European Union. In a scenario where Russia holds sway over Europe, the dynamics of this relationship could shift dramatically. Russia might gain a significant advantage in dictating the terms of trade, potentially leading to increased prices for energy and commodities. We could also see a shift in the flow of goods, with Russia potentially favoring its own industries over those of other European nations. Beyond trade, investment would also take a hit. The uncertainty of a Russia-dominated Europe would make it a less attractive destination for foreign investment. Companies might think twice before setting up shop in a region where the political climate is so volatile. This could lead to a slowdown in economic growth, with countries struggling to maintain their current levels of prosperity. On a country-by-country basis, the effects would vary. Countries like Germany and France, which have significant economic ties with Russia, might experience a significant downturn. On the other hand, countries with less economic dependence on Russia might fare slightly better, but no country would be immune to the overall economic fallout. Diving deeper, the drastic changes in trade and investment would inevitably lead to job losses, wage stagnation, and potentially even a rise in poverty levels. In a worst-case scenario, we could see a return to the economic instability that marked the post-World War II era. In conclusion, a Russian victory could have profound economic implications for Europe. The ripple effects would be felt in every corner of the continent, affecting everything from the price of your morning coffee to the stability of your job. But it's not just politics and economics that could change. The social fabric of Europe could also be transformed. War changes people, societies, and cultures. It's a force that, despite its destructive nature, can reshape the social fabric of nations. Now, let's imagine a hypothetical situation where Russia comes out as the victor in a war. What kind of social repercussions might we anticipate? Cultural exchange would be one of the first areas to feel the impact. Europe has long been a vibrant melting pot of cultures, ideas, and traditions. However, in the aftermath of a war, these dynamics could shift dramatically. Russian influence could potentially permeate deeper into European societies, bringing with it a new set of cultural norms and practices. The way people celebrate holidays, the arts, even the food could be influenced by this change. Next, let's consider immigration. Europe has always been a beacon for immigrants seeking better opportunities. However, a change in power dynamics could alter this landscape. We could see a shift in immigration patterns, with more people moving towards the east, or perhaps an overall decrease in immigration if the political climate becomes unfavorable. And what about societal values? Europe is known for its progressive ideals and democratic values. However, these could be challenged in the face of a new paradigm. The fundamental concepts of freedom, equality, and justice might have to be reevaluated and redefined in this new context. But how might European citizens react to these changes? It's hard to predict, but we can speculate. There might be resistance as people fight to preserve their traditions and values, or there could be adaptation as societies adjust to the new realities. Some might even embrace the change, seeing it as an opportunity for growth and evolution. So, what does this all mean for the future of Europe? The future is never set in stone, but it's interesting to speculate. As we've explored, a hypothetical Russian victory could significantly alter Europe's political, economic, and social landscapes. But what might this mean for Europe's future? Imagine a Europe where the balance of power has shifted dramatically. Eastern Europe could potentially fall under Russian influence, leading to a political landscape where the values of democracy and freedom, long cherished by the continent, are challenged. On the economic front, Europe could see a shift from the euro to a more Russia-friendly currency in some regions. This could potentially destabilize the European Union's economic standing and create a new economic bloc. A more Russia-centric economy could also mean a shift in trade routes and partners, with implications for global commerce. But it's not just politics and economics that could shift. The social fabric of Europe could be transformed as well. We could see a resurgence of Cold War-era tensions and divisions, leading to a more polarized society. The cultural interchange that has been a hallmark of modern Europe may take on new forms, influenced by Russian culture and values. Of course, this is all speculative. There are many variables at play and countless ways this scenario could unfold. It's also crucial to remember that the resilience and adaptability of the European people have been tested time and again throughout history. In the face of adversity, Europe has shown an incredible capacity to rise and rebuild. Whatever the future may hold, it's reasonable to believe that Europe will continue to evolve, adapt, and find ways to maintain its unique identity and values. As we've seen, the hypothetical scenario of a Russian victory has far-reaching implications. But the future is not written yet, and it's up to us, the global community, to shape it. What do you think Europe's future would look like if Russia were to win a war? Share your thoughts in the comments below.